Hello and welcome to CompTech Compiler. This video is going to show you how to create a partition in your hard drive in Windows 10. It's really simple, so let's get started. First, go to the search bar down here and type in disk. You'll see create and format hard disk partitions come up, so just select that. And we're going to use disk management to create this partition. Yours may look slightly different to mine. That's because I've got two hard drives and I've already got some partitions, but the process will be exactly the same, so don't worry about that. Select the hard drive that you want to create the partition in. So for me, it's this one called data. There's plenty of space in there to create a partition. Right click on it and select shrink volume. Give the computer a second while it just loads that up. So this little window is telling us how much space we've got on the hard drive, how big a partition we can create, and that's what we enter in. Enter the amount of space to shrink in MBs. Remember, there's 1000 megabytes in 1 gigabyte. I'm going to create a 10 gigabyte partition, so I'm just going to enter 10,000. And once you've selected the size of partition that you want, just select shrink. Give your computer a minute just to do this. It's creating a partition on the hard drive, so once it's done you should see something called unallocated come up in a black box. That's fine. Now we're going to go on new simple volume. That was right click, new simple volume. This opens up the wizard. Click next and you can see we have exactly the size that we want. Select next. You can leave this as default, but if you want you can assign a drive letter, so I'm just going to go ahead and select A. Default settings are fine for these, but if you know what you're doing you can change those. Select next. Again, default settings are fine, however I would suggest changing the volume label just so it's clear to you what it's actually about. So I'm just going to change that and say video. You can change the file system from NTFS to FAT32 if you want, but default is fine, and we'll leave perform a quick format selected because we'll let that happen. Select next. Check here to make sure that all the details are correct, that you have exactly what you want, and then just click finish. Give it a second. However, perhaps you've created the partition and then further down the line you actually want to now remove that partition, so I'll show you how to do that as well. It's really simple. Right click on the partition and select delete volume. This is just a warning that's popped up saying it's going to erase all the data. Back it up if you have any data on there. Make sure you really do back it up if you need to. Do you want to continue? Yes, we do. So that's returned to unallocated. That's absolutely fine. Now we want to merge that unallocated space back into the main hard drive. So we right click on the main hard drive and select extend volume. Again, this opens up the wizard. Select next, and this is the unallocated space, 10,000 megabytes, and we're going to merge that back in. That's what we want in the settings. Click finish, give it a second to load that, and you can see it's merged that back in. And that's it. It's really quite simple to create and remove partitions. I hope you find this video useful. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If any suggestions or comments, leave something down below, and if you really enjoyed it, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel please. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.